Wilkinson. Welcome to Ease the Load, the new series which gives ideas and advice to teachers on easing those stresses and strains of the job. Now, I've been a teacher myself for a good few years, so I know what it's like to come home on a Friday night feeling exhausted, or to sit depressed in front of a huge pile of marking on a Sunday night, or even to wake up on a Thursday morning with no clean clothes to wear because I didn't make it to the dry cleaners on time. Well, in this series, we're going to help you ease that load.
Coming up on today's show, how an improved physical environment, whether in the classroom or the staff room, can increase job satisfaction and lower stress levels. And are your displays driving you up the wall? One school has found the solution.
The physical appearance of our workplace can make a huge difference to the way we feel about our work. If a workplace is ugly or uncared for, this can seriously damage the morale of the people working there. If the staff are unhappy with their surroundings, how can we expect the pupils to respect them? One school near Manchester has made some changes that have improved the well-being of the staff and pupils alike.
Windows were broken quite regularly. Paint was coming off the walls inside and outside.
You felt extremely stressed before you'd started your day.
In the end, I ended up going to the doctor and went to the hospital, and they said it was stress.
Blast for school that fails grade. Hi, I'm Dominic Mulcahy, head teacher of St John Fisher and St Thomas More Catholic Primary School here in sunny Bench Hill. We're in an area that has a reputation that at one time people wanted to avoid, but now the story is very different.
In the past, when I first came to this school, it was a very different environment from what it is today. There were prefabs the other side of the playground. I was in one of those prefabs when I first started at the school. They were really cold, windows were broken quite regularly, paint was coming off the walls inside and outside, and if it rained we had buckets in the corners and the buckets would drip consistently throughout the day.
You felt extremely stressed before you'd started your day, and you just didn't have the feel-good factor when you came in.
For me, the staff, I think they were tired, I think they were fed up, and I think it was natural for them to feel grieved.
Whether it was the school environment or other things as well, I'm not quite sure, but I imagine that it was largely to do with my working environment. I ended up having to leave school one day because I had palpitations, and I was really quite scared about that, and I just felt it was generally the stress of coming to school with a poor environment. The children themselves, because they didn't see anything nice when they came to school, they weren't particularly settled. The behaviour was quite poor as well.
You can see quite clearly how things were not too long ago, and that was typical of every single room in the school. It wasn't a good place to be. So if you could imagine that the staff at that time, and we still have 10 of those teachers, members of staff here now, so those 10, they were working in an environment like this, so the morale was low, and in actual fact, you know, it was battered, a bit like the school.
Dominic joined the school as head teacher in 1998. It was seriously in need of a makeover, everywhere from the staff room to the playground. He enlisted the help of teachers and called on the skills of the local community to renovate the school.
To walk down the corridor now is so different from before because it looked a mess, it was cluttered. And I think now as we walk around, you'll see that it looks and feels orderly, and that's an important part of a teaching environment.
The big difference is the carpets that have been put down, which makes the atmosphere very quiet, and the children have a nice, quiet working atmosphere. We've also created a Utopia suite where we have lots of touchy-feely things that the children, fish that the children can look at, and we do circle time in there.
Dominic has found various ways to fund these projects, whether it was calling on favours for free paint or proposing ideas for sponsorship awards. If there was funding on offer, Dominic would be there with his bid.
To make the environment outside as stimulating as inside, we had to put bids in to try and gain funds, you know, to make the place so much better. And it was an initiative through, I suppose, Sport England really, learning through landscapes, and I put a bid in alongside 14 other schools. The vision, I think, got us the best award. We are here for the children. So we as professionals, as teachers or teaching assistants, if we can get it right, we can help the children. So it's important then that things are right for us as teachers. Okay, if you've got blonde hair, you may leave out. He's going out anyway. Have you? My hair's dyed, but it's normally blonde. Okay, all right.
As the changes started to occur, it just became nicer to come to school. I felt as if I was coming into a friendly place, not just with the children, but the staff as well.
It's definitely affected me because I'm happy to come to work. I know that my classroom's going to be safe. I come in and the children are eager to learn, and it's a quiet working atmosphere, and that's what, when you went into teaching, that's exactly what you wanted to do, and so I feel good when I come in. 5 years ago, I could definitely have given up teaching when things weren't in place in our school, but things have changed, and I'm glad I didn't.
Many of you seem to want new ideas on displays. One school in Durham found display inspiration right under their noses.
It's sometimes in this room, it's a bit like Blue Peter. It's sticky back plastic and, you know, Pritt stick. I sometimes wake up during the night and have these notice boards in my mind.
Lynn joined us about 18 months ago. She did general clerical duties to begin with, but she showed that she had lots of talents and skills, so we decided to give Lynn a permanent contract to take on roles of reprographics, display, general support for staff in ensuring that they can provide good lessons.
Hi. Right, you want the notice board doing?
Yeah, just looking at the Year 9 work, so the tonal work.
The notice board I was thinking about in the main corridor, it's got a black backing anyway, so if we keep all of the headings and the children's names all in black and white, then it'll have a theme running through it. Not only do I display it, but the teachers like me to have an input and do some design work and come up with some ideas. I would say it takes a lot of the pressure off teachers. If they didn't have someone like me to do that, it would be a case of just pinning the children's work on the wall and not giving you something to think about or a reason to want to look at that display.
One of the displays you'll see will be an autumn display, and all I said to Lynn was I want some photographs of autumn, and I described the colours I'm looking for descriptive writing in English, and she went and got all these photographs, created a wonderful display in the classroom, and it really was a very good teaching aid.
These are the woods which surround the school. While I'm out here, it's also a nice place to think about what the boards that we're going to do, get a bit of inspiration from noises, sights, the way the light shines through the trees. We're using a lot of new technology in our display work. We have interactive whiteboards, we have a lovely big plasma display as we come into the school, and it's just another step forward in display work. And the children really like to see themselves on the screen. And sometimes I go into various lessons and take either video or still photographs.
Right, you can see Miss Chappell's here now, so we'll start with Zoe's group. It's been a great help to do the displays for my boards and around school. I mean, they don't happen overnight. They do take a long time to put together these displays, and it's been a great relief to me that I've had someone there to do it for me.
It means now that teachers can concentrate on helping youngsters to learn, produce high quality work. Support staff like Lynn can then display that work, relieving the teachers to concentrate more on the job that we want them to do.
The staff room should be a place you can escape to, grab a cup of coffee and catch up with colleagues. Not a place where you're going to be bombarded with notices about meetings you must attend or reminders of things you haven't done. A school in Walsall has made a few colourful changes to the staff room. Lindens Primary in the West Midlands is a shining example of how important the environment at work is to the well-being of staff. The head teacher believes that nice conditions help the staff and the pupils achieve better. The catalyst for the improvements was the staff room.
Initially, when I first came to the school, I felt that staff had certain seats and staff had certain mugs which they held on to dearly. Whereas now, with the new setup, we're very much together as one school, as one team.
it wasn't uncommon to arrive in the staff room and only be 1 or 2 people there, whereas now it's always buzzing. Everybody goes there, everyone feels relaxed there. So although it was used before, now it's used constantly.
I'm now finding that all my staff, at break time, at lunch time, and even after school and before school, congregate in here.
Some of the project was funded by lottery and government money. However, the head teacher has built up a relationship with local companies who are prepared to sponsor the school and donate goods. The result? An incredibly well-equipped staff room.
We've taken away all the notices and the notice boards and create a room where we're not bombarded with educational jargon, with flyers, with paperwork. It's a room where you can come and almost forget at the door and step into somewhere which is relaxed and informal.
The staff room is particularly vibrant now. There's a lot of laughter that comes from there. It's very colourful, it's very inviting. The staff seem to be more relaxed in there because it's comfortable. It really is the centre of the school.
We've just introduced Employee of the Week. It's on a Friday during briefing that I choose an employee who's brought something different to school that week.
Well, what can I say?
I have noticed that staff illness here has decreased dramatically over this last year. And I do feel that's because of the fact that we're all looking out for each other. I do feel that's because staff are actually wanting to be in work, and are enjoying being in work, and having time to relax and chill at the end of a stressful, busy day. I think the environment is one of the keys to a successful school. To provide your staff with a very comfortable, relaxed environment is essential.
It's not just the staff room that's been revamped. With a little help from the children, the whole school has received a makeover. Introducing the Flat Pack Club, whom with the supervision of a teacher, build the furniture for the school.
Do you need another screwdriver? I mean, there's some more bits over there. With the children being involved in construction, they're part of the environment in which they live in. They take care, they respect, and they also look after all the equipment that they've constructed.
Where's this screwdriver?
When you've put it together, is this one going in a computer suite?
We think so, yeah.
Okay.
There's number 7, number 1, number 2. Sure, we're full again.
All done?
Yeah, because we've got the screws in now.
1 done? 3 to go?
But it's great to see the children getting involved there too. Well, that's it for this week, but if you need any advice on stress-related issues, you can call the free 24-hour teacher support line on 08000 562 561. Loads more next time. See you then.